situation and the government has to do something about it. You're trying to insinuate all these people looting Nigeria's money?
This is Nigeria Info, in the heart of Nigeria. 92.3. We are Nigeria Info.
What we do goes beyond bringing you the news. We give you a chance to talk about it. Your opinion, your voice.
This is 92.3 Nigeria Info, Port Harcourt.
Your number one news, talk, and sports radio station.
Keeping up with political issues and developments around you, only on Nigeria Info.
And now, Hard Facts. Hard Facts with Dio.
Hello, good afternoon to you. Welcome to Hard Facts on 92.3 Nigeria Info here in Port Harcourt. I'm Dio. It's 9 minutes gone past 3 p.m. on a fine, cold and wet Monday. It is, but a fine day nonetheless. And I hope the start to the new working week has been a brilliant one for you. It's the final Monday in the month, and it's Monday, August 30. And today will be the final day. We're just on the precipice of another month. Well, maybe fondly, I suppose, referred to as the Ember month, because after August comes September, then October, then November, then December, and another year is gone. And then we have another year, which will be the eve of the much talked about, much anticipated year 2023, when once again all is expected to change for Nigeria and change for Nigerians, with honorables and excellencies promising to give us the dividends of democracy, ensuring that the structure is built and their ungrandness is made even more obvious to everyone who cares to listen. But I guess that printers will be very happy from next year, as contracts will be awarded to print as many t-shirts and face caps as you can possibly imagine. Also, rice dealers will have a field day, as I imagine contracts will be placed for as much rice as possible to distribute in the build-up to 2023. And our mothers, the textile industry also might experience a slight boom, as materials will be bought, wrapper, so that we can tie it and dance, as they come once again to our various villages to carry naked babies and tell us how wonderful they are, whilst insulting the other people who have stolen their money. Otherwise, not a Monday, I suppose. Welcome once again. From now till 7, we keep the conversation going. A few matters we're going to be discussing, one at a time, till about 7 o'clock, when we wrap up the conversation. Let's see. What to start from today? So I think congratulations are very much in order to Mr. and Mrs. Noble Odoy, one of our staff over here, who tied the knot over the weekend, said I do. It was a brilliant occasion, and thank you very much for hosting us, and congratulations once again to Noble Odoy and his new Mrs. Wishing us the very, very best, and hope that your marriage, your union, is a blessed one with everything you all hope for, with tons and tons of babies that you can care for, of course, you know, and that you both remain happy as long as you both shall live. Wish you the very best. Oh, that said, let's see. I do have side comments coming up today. Side comment, and someone via WhatsApp for Bob says, and eat roasted corn with villagers. Oh, definitely so. Eat roasted corn, and oh, interesting comment here as well. Educator Tona from Uniport says, "Di, good afternoon. My sympathy, please, in good times and in bad times. The people will always need the Arsenal moment. Please give the people what the people need." Arsenal moment. I know. It's Di, good day. How about, are you forgetting the Arsenal moment? Okay, all right. Donna, good afternoon. How was your weekend? Please, Arsenal moment. Give us Arsenal moment. And that's from Brown. Yes, it's all understandable that you will be throwing jabs at me right now. It's not unexpected. Perfectly fine, I suppose. After all, it's your turn. And it's allowed. It's turn by turn, and it's Arsenal's turn right now to be on the receiving end. Not the best of times over the weekend, not the best of times at all. Falling 5-0 against Manchester City, considering 9 goals in the first 3 games of the new season, scoring absolutely nada. Not the start to the season that Arsenal fans anywhere would have expected. I believe we are breaking some kind of record as well. Not the positive kind, of course. But like I said, it's only turn by turn. And it's only a matter of time before the tables do turn. And it will be our turn pardon me. It will be our turn to get back at you. Yes, indeed. Well, for all the Arsenal fans out there, who are, wondering right now what the heck is going on, well, keep being true, stay a gunner. Things are going to get fine. The days of the invincibles are going to return, and this is a prophecy that I'm delivering right now. The days of the invincibles shall return. I don't know exactly when, but they will return, most definitely. But you also know my philosophy as far as the Arsenal movement's concerned. When the people ask for it, you have to give the people what they want. And even though I'm quite certain that those who have demanded the Arsenal movement at this time are not doing it because they're celebrating Arsenal, rather they are taunting and teasing myself, Arsenal, and Arsenal fans out there as well. But the people have asked for it nonetheless. Like I think someone said in the Bible, was it Paul the Apostle? And when there was some controversy as to the manner in which some persons were preaching the gospel of Jesus. And Paul, I think it was Paul who said, whether it be Paul of Samaria or something like that, or Paul of Galatia or something like that, or Paul of, not Paul, pardon me, whether it be Jesus, that's what I meant to say, apologies for that mistake, whether it be Jesus of Samaria or Jesus of Rumusi or Jesus of Ogbakere, it doesn't matter. The point is that Jesus, the gospel of Jesus, the Christ, is being preached nonetheless. So whether or not these persons are simply trying to taunt Arsenal by requesting for the Arsenal moment right now or not, one thing that remains constant is that people have demanded and requested an Arsenal moment. And who am I? Who am I to deny the people what the people have requested? So here we go, an Arsenal moment. I hope you enjoyed that one, especially Arsenal fans. The people asked for it, the people got it. Yes, indeed. All right, let's move on now to matters of for discourse on the show today. I do have side comments coming up, random stories, random thoughts. They will not be discussed now until much later on, very likely during the open season segment. After that comes a rant. I'll be expressing some thought on some issue. After that, I'll take your thoughts and mine until about 4 p.m. Now, before we've got business news coming up, yes, we do, and after that, we delve into some other matters selected for discussion on today's edition of the show. Is Ogoniland ready for resumption of oil exploration? Is it? For several years now, there's been a back and forth as to the possibility or feasibility of that ever happening. But are we nearing a time when that could become a reality? Are we closer to the resumption of oil exploration in Ogoni land? Are we closer than we've ever been? Well, a story here, courtesy The Sun. We're ready to begin exploration, development. Pardon me, we're ready to begin exploration, develop Ogoni. That's according to the NPDC. Now, here's a bit on the story. The NPDC, that's the Nigerian Petroleum Development Company Limited, a subsidiary of the NNPC, has expressed readiness to start oil exploration in Ogoni land. NPDC declared it would implement a demand of Ogoni people with a view to developing the ethnic nationality. MD of the company, Ali Zara, said this when he spoke at an event organized by bit of a problem here. Oh my. Okay, I seem to be having a bit of an issue with my browser over here, so it's kind of problematic. But let's see. Just a moment while I resolve it. Just a moment. We're almost there. Aha. Okay, all right. So the NPDC declared it would implement the demands of Ogoni people with a view to developing the ethnic nationality. MD of the company, Ali Zara, said this when he spoke at an event organized by the Ogoni Liberation Initiative in Bori, headquarters of Kana local government area of the state. He acknowledged the pain the Ogoni people had passed through as a result of polluted environment, and stressing that the company would pursue to the fullest the demands of the people. Convener and president of Ogoni Liberation Initiative, Douglas Fabike, said that Ogoni ethnic nationality had given consent to NPDC to resume oil exploration and would support the company to succeed. We'll look at this in the 4 o'clock hour. Once again, is Ogoni land ready for resumption of oil exploration? That comes up in the 4 o'clock hour. My guest for that conversation is President of Ogoni Liberation Initiative, Douglas Fabike. He joins me for that between 4 and 5. We've got news update at 5 p.m. And after that, is ASU gunning for another strike? It does seem so. It does seem that ASU is on the cusp of another protracted situation, a strike, with the federal government. If the story here is anything to go by, story cut to the Punch in this paper, by the way. ASU threatens fresh strike, gives FG Tuesday ultimatum. That's tomorrow, I believe. Well, ASU has expressed its readiness to embark on another round of industrial action following what it called the failure of the federal government to implement an agreement signed with the union. Now, the union is giving the government till month end, that's Tuesday, to reach out, or it will activate the procedure of embarking on strike. Now, the union's president, Professor Emmanuel Osadeke, disclosed this in an interview and added that the FG no longer picked its calls. Recall, in March 2020, ASU embarked on a strike following its disagreement with the federal government over the funding of the universities and the ineffectiveness and discrepancies around the integrated payroll and personnel information system and others. ASU, however, developed the Universal Transparency and Accountability Solution to replace IPIS and had several meetings with the Ministries of Finance, Education, Labour and Employment, Office of the Accountant General of the Federation before it was approved but yet to be implemented. Likewise, the FG and ASU signed an agreement aimed at resolving some of the demands of ASU, a development that led to the suspension of the strike on December 24, 2020. In addition, after the meeting with the FG on August 2, 2021, Osodeke said the Nigeria Information Technology Development Agency insisted that UTAS must be represented to the end users. Also at the meeting, Minister of Labour and Employment, Chris Ngige, assured ASU that the 22 billion naira end allowance captured in the 2021 supplementary budget would soon be accessed by university workers. On the contrary, Osodeke told one of our correspondents on Sunday that the federal government has stopped reaching out to ASU and had failed to implement the agreements reached. Oh my. ASU threatens fresh strike, gives federal government Tuesday ultimatum. after the news update at 5. My guest, Dr. Yudi Chima, is chairman at ASU at the University of Port Harcourt. Is another ASU strike advisable at this time? When we return. Well, taking us till about 6 p.m. Of course, the conversation comes to an end about that time. Because the major is at 6, open season is up after that. If you missed out on any matter discussed on the show, including my side comments, which will not be discussed now, I'll take your thoughts on those at that time. But getting things going at the moment was today's side comments, random stories and random thoughts that I came across as I checked out the news earlier on. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And still in as a follow-up to some of the let's say okay, as a follow-up to the comment I started the show with today regarding what's likely to happen from next year as we approach the year 2023. Some interesting comments here via WhatsApp. Yeah. And corn roasters will make more sales as our honorables and excellencies will become corn eaters. That's from Amanda. Oh yes. They'll eat a lot of corn. Videos will surface online as to how an honorable stopped his convoy along the road by some woman who is selling corn, and he will stand there with his team of security men surrounding him while people stand not too close, cheering him on as he starts to eat corn, almost eating the hot coal with the corn, because of how close his mouth will be to the instruments being used to roast the corn. And other videos might even show him doling out monies obviously in excess of the cost of the corn that he has eaten, while declaring free corn for other people who are standing there as well. Also, someone here via WhatsApp says, a moment to wear your jeans. Oh, yes. The Excellency will not tell you to wear your jeans. Absolutely so. So you managed to start investing in some proper jeans at this time. Not to forget brooms and umbrella sellers as well. That's some chidi. Oh, yes. You see, these are business ideas. You need to start investing. You need to start. You need to start keying in. These are major economic indices. This has become a business show. We're having a business show right now. In case you've been asking yourself, what do I invest in? How do I divest my economy? How do I get, what do they call those things? Alternative sources of income. Very important. Instead of going to some hotel for free seminars, this seminar costs you absolutely nothing. Start investing in brooms and umbrellas. Start investing in T-shirts making machines and face caps, because they're going to come inevitably. So print those T-shirts and those face caps. You might want to start your own corn farm right now. Very important. Very, very crucial. Very, very important. Don't forget, Madam's Excellency will also fry akara by the roadside. How can we have elections in Nigeria without a Madam Excellency frying akara just by the roadside? It's not possible. It is integral. It is key to the entire electoral process. Akara frying by Her Excellency. Very, very, very critical indeed. Now, that said, some other stories that caught my attention today. National President of a youth group, South Youth Initiative, Emiabe Xavier Oscar, says Niger Delta youths continued their protest at the NGDC office in Port Harcourt this morning because a substantive NGDC board is yet to be constituted. The national president told our correspondent that the protest will continue until the board is set up. That's what this president had to say about this situation. Where is it? Oh, here we are.
Up till now, NDC has not been able to fulfill one purpose of which it was formed. Then up till now, NDC has not been able to fulfill one of its reasons of which it was established. And that's what we are calling for Mr. President to do. We are asking Mr. President to do the mission. If the President refuses to constitute a board, we are not leaving NDC gate. We will be here till whenever. We will be here tomorrow. We are here on Tuesday. We are here on Wednesday. We are here on Thursday. We came on Friday. We are here on Monday. We will not be tired. The thing when we are tired, we will stop. But unfortunately, we will be increasing in our numbers. The more we go, the more we come back in numbers. The more we keep going, the more we are coming back in numbers.
That's fine. The more they keep going, the more they keep coming back in numbers. I'd like to ask the national president, Mr. Emeabe Xavier Oscar, all the previous substantive boards of the NDDC, what has it accomplished for the Niger Delta region? By the way, caveat, I'm not suggesting that the NGDC should not have a substantive board. It should have a substantive board. But all of this brouhaha over a substantive board, the last substantive board, people were fainting at the National Assembly. And honorables were told it's okay. They should off the mic. That was the last substantive board, or I'm not sure if it was substantive anyway. I don't quite remember right now. But substantive or not, what have all the previous substantive boards accomplished or achieved for the Niger Delta region? I think the clamor should be ensuring that we have an NDC that works for the people, that carries out the mandate for it was set up, that works to improve the lot of Niger Delta people, and not just demanding for a substantive board. What is substantive board going to do? We're just going to put people there who are going to faint next time. For this time around, we'll have air ambulance. We'll have, literally, they may have to open the roof of the, remove the roof of the National Assembly so that we can lower the stretcher from the helicopter into the hallowed chamber or the office or whatever it is where the hearing is going on, so we can airlift the head of the substantive board, because he might just develop paralysis while he's there. While he's talking, his tongue will just stick out and he can't move it. He'll just freeze, Anyways, or once again, I don't understand all this clamor. Or is it that we miss our water hyacinth contract? That could be it. Water hyacinth contract is a very, very crucial. Is very crucial to the development of the Niger Delta region. And you see all the problems in Niger Delta right now we're experiencing is because we are not getting water hyacinth contract. If we were getting water hyacinth contract, all of these issues would have been resolved by now. So I don't know. Oh, let's see. What has caught my attention on the news today? Let's see. Well, Ministry of Labour and Employment has rejected a 21-day ultimatum issued to the federal government by the NMA, saying it negates the MOU signed on August 21. NMA had threatened to join the ongoing strike by the resident doctors if government fails to resolve all the issues contained in the various agreements signed with its affiliate unions. The NMA, in a statement jointly signed by its president, Professor Innocent Uja, and Secretary Dr. Phillips Ekwe, said if the federal government fails to implement the agreement after the expiration of the 21-day notice, the NMA will summon an emergency delegate meeting. This is the latest in the impasse between the federal government and resident doctors who have been on strike since July 31. Yeah, well, I'm waiting to get what the response of His Excellency, the Minister of Labour, Chris Ngige, is going to say to this. Maybe threatening to sack all of them. Threatening to sack, maybe, I said maybe, I don't know what he's going to say. Maybe threatening to sack all the doctors in this country and get new ones. In fact, I think Saudi Arabia was here recently to try to get our doctors. We can go somewhere too. After all, people are going to the UK. The Nigerian government might even go to the UK. To go and poach their doctors there as well. Go to the UK and go and get doctors there. Let all these ones be fired. We'll go to the UK, where the president goes to, where the honorables and excellencies go to. We'll go to the UK and we'll go and get doctors there and bring them back here. Yeah. Or something like that. And the drama with the PDP is still playing out. Remarkable stuff indeed. I hope you still have your popcorn handy as we all avail ourselves this glorious or inglorious, depending on perspective, drama that's playing out with the People's Democratic Party as to who is the chairman or who will be the substantive chairman as the party prepares for its national convention. So I think I'll be wrapping up the side comment on that note. Yes, I will. And I go for a break now. When I return, today's round comes up. Something in my mind, I'll be expressing some thoughts in it. after which you'll be able to express your thoughts and minds till 4 p.m. Do please stay with us.
Information is a two-way thing. Nigeria Info, it's your turn. Let's talk.
A clean surrounding is a collective effort.
Diseases could be avoided
with good hygiene practice. Be more responsible with how you dispose waste products. The environment will be better looking without litter and exposed garbage. We love our city clean. This message is from 92.3 Nigeria Info.
And now, Hard Facts. Hard Facts with Dayo.
Welcome back. Hello, still Hard Facts to 90.3 Nigeria Info, Herringport, Harcourt and Dayo. And I'd like to rant just a bit. I've got something in my mind. I'll be expressing some thoughts in it, and you're welcome to express your thoughts and mine all the way till 4 p.m. Yes, you can. Like some callers into Nigeria Info are very fond of saying, I don't know why really. I mean, if you have an opinion on a matter, even if it differs from an opinion that was earlier given by someone, just go ahead to express your opinion. But some callers would prefer to start this way. I would like to. You see, thank you very much. Thank you very much for this program people are doing. But before I go on, I would like to correct an impression. See, that caller, I want to correct an impression. Once again, why they say that is completely beyond me. But allow me borrow from the Lexis, if you will, or borrow from their dictionary. For the purpose of today's rant, I would also like to correct an impression. Yes, I would. For once, I would like to correct an impression, and it is of the Nigerian Armed Forces. Yes, the Nigerian Armed Forces has a commander-in-chief, and that person is the president, and that's why the occupant of that office is referred to as the president and commander-in-chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So this person has been saddled with several responsibilities, and one of such is commanding the Nigerian Armed Forces. But of course, the president is answerable to the people who elected him as president. And by simple logic, you don't even have to be Einstein to figure this one out, everything that he commands or that he controls is answerable by extension to the Nigerian people. And that includes members of the Nigerian Armed Forces, which includes the military, of course, and paramilitary, the Nigerian Army inclusive, Navy, Air Force, police, you name it. And that is why it is somewhat staggering and extremely disturbing the kind of relationship that has existed between officials or officers of the Nigerian Armed Forces and civilians, Nigerian civilians. It's not the most cordial, if you will. And ever so often, officials of the Nigerian Armed Forces will employ rhetoric and words that mean nothing really, in an attempt to cajole Nigerians into believing that they are their friends, and we need each other. Security is not one person's job, but everybody, we have to join hands together. But how do you convince the people that you are joining hands with them when ever so often officers of Nigerian Armed Forces refer to Nigerian civilians as bloody civilians? And let's not even go into the several horrific, mind-blowing, sadistic things that men and women of the Nigerian Armed Forces have carried out, acts they've carried out against civilians in this country and continue to do so, intimidating, harassing, torturing, killing, robbing, maiming, beating, you name it. It's been known to happen and does perpetually go on. Hopefully we will have an era in this country where all of that comes to an end and is not seen as the norm. Well, that said, whilst we hope for that, and we hope for leadership that will hold the Nigerian Armed Forces accountable on behalf of the Nigerian people, at least from time to time, we can question some of their actions. And whether or not they choose to provide answers, we still have the right at least to ask those questions, irrespective of how they feel about it. Because how they feel, really, no apologies, is completely inconsequential. So you might remember the incident that happened on Bonny River quite recently. Reports about some helicopter or gunfire from a helicopter and that rained on passengers of some cargo boat on the Bonny River, generated a lot of discussion. I know I mentioned it sometime last week, and I said I did hope that those responsible would be identified, and the reasons for this incident will be identified as well, as some persons were said to have been shot, injured in this incident. Well, we now have an explanation as to what happened, but I would like to subject this explanation to some scrutiny, hence the essence of today's rant. So here is a statement from Director of Defense Information, Benjamin Olufemi Sawyer. This statement, I believe, was released yesterday, August 29, 2021, on this incident, and it was captioned, "Military chopper fires at cargo boat on Bonny River." I'm going to read the entire statement. It's not so long. And like I said, I'm going to query this statement. Let's go. The attention of the military has been drawn to a purported report by some print and online media stating that the military fired at a cargo boat conveying people and foodstuff from Port Harcourt to Bonny. This report is false and calls to question the credibility of the online news media. And so that's fine. So the military says it's false. That's true. But we've got fake information all around these days. Not every information is fake, but there's no doubt that there's some fake information out there, purveyors of falsehood for varying reasons. So when the military tells you something is fake, you want to listen to what they're saying, because, ideally, the right information should come from them, right? Right? So let's read on. Now, contrary to the reports, air component of the Joint Task Force Operation Delta Safe, OPDS, received reports from ground troops who were on clearance operations but encountered resistance at the point of encounter. On receiving the report, a combat helicopter was dispatched to provide close air support mission along the Cawthorne Channel. Now, I'd like to read this paragraph again. Contrary to the report, the air component of the Joint Task Force Operation Delta Safe received reports from ground troops who were in clearance operations but encountered resistance at the point of encounter. Now, these ground troops that sent the report to the air component of the task force, where were these ground troops exactly? Were they on the Bonny River as well? Were these ground troops on the Bonny River? Were they on actual ground, on land? Did they see when the cargo, this boat reportedly ferrying contraband material or illegal materials, illegally refined oil products, did they see where the boat took off from? Because once again, they received reports from ground troops who were on clearance operations. So these ground troops who were on clearance operations, where was the clearance operation taking place exactly? Was it at the point where the boat took off? Were they conducting this clearance operation on the Bonny River? Where exactly was this clearance operation taking place? I think the military will do well to inform us of that. Very important. And once again, still with that second paragraph, on receiving the report, a combat helicopter was dispatched to provide close air support mission. Now, I'm not a military person, I'm definitely, but I've seen lots of movies, and I've read lots of I don't know. I've read some books as well. I've read some books. So when you're conducting or when you're offering support to provide close air support, that means that there are troops on the ground. There are troops on the ground at the point where the incident is taking place. So the air team is providing. When you're providing support, that means that something's going on already. There's an operation going on already, and maybe those on ground carrying out that operation are being overwhelmed, or they cannot contain it by themselves, so they are calling for air support. So once again, that's why I'm asking. These people who were on ground, these officers who were on ground, or the troops who were on ground conducting clearance operations, where exactly were they? Were they on the Bonny River or were they at the jetty? Moving on. The helicopter encountered an illegal oil bunkerers boat, popularly called Cotonou boat. The boat, which was being escorted by 2 speedboats, was suspected to be carrying illegally refined oil products in large drums along the channel in the direction of OPD's patrol boats. Now that's bad. That's a bad thing. And I'm glad the military identified this and they swung into action immediately. That's great. Now reading on sighting the boat, warning shots were fired to dissuade the crew from hostile action. The crew fired back at the helicopter and the boat was engaged accordingly. So once again, while all of this was going on, where were the ground troops? The troops that called for backup, the troops that called for air support, the troops that were carrying out clearance operations. Where were they when the helicopter arrived, fired warning shots at this cargo boat, and those either from the cargo boat or the 2 speedboats that were I don't know, that were in the convoy were there as well. I mean, did the shots that were fired back, did they come from the cargo boat itself, or did they come from the speedboats accompanying the cargo boat? Where did they come from precisely? And once again, the troops who were on ground carrying out the clearance operation, where were they while all of this was going on? Now, the crew fired back at the helicopter and the boat was engaged accordingly. The 2 speedboats detached from the convoy at high speed, leaving the Cotonou boat, which was neutralized. The helicopter later went after the 2 speedboats. We'll come back to that in a moment. So, the speedboats left. Then, the Cotonou boat, reportedly ferrying this illegal contraband product, was neutralized. Well, neutralized, I believe, might be a subtle expression for we finished them. I suppose we finished them. Then the helicopter later went after the 2 speedboats but was unable to track it. The suspects are still at large and a manhunt has been sent out to apprehend them. So question here, after the troops in the helicopter neutralized the cargo boat, what happened next? So you neutralized the cargo boat, then you just went away. Is that what happened? The helicopter neutralized the cargo boat and then just flew away. Well, maybe according to this statement, went after the 2 speedboats, unable to track it, so it just flew back to base and didn't go back to the cargo boat to check what you neutralized, or even call in ground support to either apprehend the cargo boat, apprehend those who were shot, or even recover bodies of those who may have been killed. And once again, where are the ground troops in all of this? The ground troops that called for air support, the ones carrying out the operational clearance, where were they in all of this once again? The suspects are still at large and a manhunt has been sent out to apprehend them. Once again, the cargo boat was neutralized. What happened to those who were shot? Did we apprehend them? Were people killed? Did their bodies sink? Did we carry out any did you do anything to try to recover the bodies? Since we neutralized the cargo boat, what happened to the boat itself? What happened to the cargo the illegal cargo it was ferrying? Did we just leave it there on the Bonny River and we flew back to base? Is that what happened? Back to the statement. The military remains a professional institution that operates in line with best practices through the application of rule of engagement and code of conduct. Well, just from watching some movies, I know some rules of engagement and conduct. I didn't see any of that playing out here. It is also positioned to protect the populace rather than victimizing them. Efforts by, well, I mean that's questionable. I mean we could argue that. Efforts by anyone to protect criminality by disparaging the actions of the military and preventing economic sabotage and other sundry crimes need to be condemned by all. And I do join the military and everybody to condemn that. Nobody should disparage the military or try to subvert efforts at preventing economic sabotage. That should not happen. The general public is therefore enjoined to disregard the report and continue providing accurate information to troops that will lead to the attainment of own operational mandate of safeguarding lives, properties, as well as government assets in the South-South region. Signed, Benjamin Olufemi Sawyer, Director of Defense Information, 29 August 2021. So, I hope the Director Defense Information or Defense Information Department of the military have taken note of these very salient points and will be making frantic efforts to provide answers to these very important matters, because it's not enough to say that we have done this. No, Nigerians can and should query your actions, and you have a responsibility to provide answers to these queries. On that note, I end my rant. Thanks for listening. Hope I didn't bore you. Any thoughts about Let's Hear It? Quickly and briefly, 0817 923 0002, 0817 923 0003, and 0817 923 0007 are the numbers to call. We're live on facebook.com/Nigeria Info PH. Also live on YouTube. Just search for Nigeria Info PH on YouTube. Keep it brief and straight to the point, please. I'm starting with Simon from Abulama. Simon, you're welcome. Please go ahead.
Morning, Mr. Dayo. Good evening, Mr. Dayo.
Hello, go ahead.
Okay, I love the taxi. And this today is thinking this case to level as the case is about to die. Our military are now acting more things in our water body. How would they shoot a boat and they'll leave it and fly off without going to see if there are any survivors to get their sponsor from them? They'll fly off without going to get people they shot. When the military they did something bad and they see that police are coming after them, they will just look for something, one story to tell people, as if it will happen. Continue, Mr. Dayo. I love you.
Good to hear from you. Tony from Old Jera, you're welcome. Please go on.
Yes, Dayo, you asked the right questions, and in addition to your questions, I'm asking the military, in all the intelligence reports, yes, that people were trying to commit economic sabotage. Now you're getting feedback that some persons who are claiming that they were innocent and we are traders, genuine traders, we are injured, we are taken for treatment. Has Nigerian military, as a responsible organization, is answerable to the people, as the military, going to identify these persons that were injured, that they are claiming that they were innocent, and to say, okay, we made a mistake, we shot at you, we take responsibility for your treatment,
or that you're actual criminals and you're trying to sabotage.
Yes, so we took mistake. As the governor that is clamoring for next politics, they're supposed to, everybody in this thing is under him. And this kind of things happen. And this stood up and say, look, Mr. Military, I'll bring you to accountability for this thing that you have done and see to it to its logical conclusion. No. So we are like between the devil and the deep blue sea. We are helpless. Nobody to protect the common man. And they're claiming that the people that were shot, that the plane came so low. Okay, just as you said, nobody wants to stop the military from protecting economic sabotage. But before you shoot the gun, I mean, there are rules of engagement. At what point did you release your bullets? So I think, just as you said, the commander-in-chief should answer. I'm not sure he's even aware. I'm not even sure that the commander of Bonny camp here is aware to the actual situation. Have they gone to visit the location? This is what they should do. Thank you.
You're welcome, Tony. I've got Dana from Kogo on the line. Dana, you're welcome. Go ahead.
Yes, Dayo, good evening.
Hello.
Good evening, Dayo.
Go ahead, Dana. You're welcome.
Yes, like according to your rant, I know someday you have a kid, but let us not get to the point when you will be telling a kid something, you tell him that you are lying. That is the point we are now. Because the kind of excuse the military are giving there now, I don't see it as a genuine, because this thing didn't happen at night. Like you say that it happened at night, that they cannot identify whatever. So the thing, what you are around now, when I'm hearing this thing, I was so shocked that the military are saying that the ground troop gave them information about this thing. Where were they that time when the helicopter was engaging, this were firing warning shot? So the point we are now is like, Daddy, we are alive. That is the point we are now. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Daniel. Let's see what's happening via Facebook and WhatsApp. Let's see, which one am I going for here? Let's go with WhatsApp for now. All right, Dio, even if they were all seized according to the military, does the law allow Nigerians to be shot out Rambo 3 style without judicial process? Give up on this country. That's Mike from Thai. Mike, if you shoot at security operatives anywhere in the world, I believe they have the right to shoot back at you as well, to neutralize you, to borrow the expression. All right, I mean, that's a no-brainer. Via WhatsApp, good afternoon. If anyone believes these intelligence reports by the military, they can believe anything. Sometimes when these intelligence officers make statements, they actually think they're addressing Akara school pupils. Such an unintelligent report. That's from Newton. Good afternoon, Da. You see, this country called Nigeria was created and founded on lies. Run with lies, everything will continue to be a mess until the elite repent from their evil ways. Marco said that. Good afternoon. If I may ask, how many times has the military bombarded the Sambisa forest at Soke? Very, very many times, I'm sure of that, Soke. I'm sure even you have seen videos online of the Nigerian military bombarding the Sambisa forest. Good afternoon, Doc. With a boat or cart carrying anything that looks like diesel or kerosene, the military or police can do anything either on land or water. They can shoot you if you don't stop on time, or can extort you with gunboats if you have settled them. ID from PHC said that. Charles from NTA Road, hi, you're welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon, Dayo.
Go ahead, Charles.
Yeah, you just nailed it. But here's my problem, really. Not even because of what has happened, the shooting and all of that. I mean, they've done worse than that for now. But what really pains me the most is how these guys turn out with their speeches or explanations or excuses or whatever they call it. They just think we are completely dull brain. Just go and tell them anything. They will accept it. Just tell them anything. You know, just look at, you're not a military man as long as I know, and I don't know whether you had a training or had a military background training, but look at the objective questions you've been able to reel out within minutes. And then somebody well-trained at the NDA sat down and composed that excuse and dished it out. And that's just it. I mean, Dayo, well done. Continue with your beautiful job. Thank you.
You're welcome, Charles. We got about 5 minutes ago till top of the hour. At 4 o'clock, we've got business news coming up, and discussion moves on to something else. Back to WhatsApp. Dio, thank you so much for taking us in this direction. I often watch on the net the manner the forces in other countries handle their citizens during the arrest and tracking of notorious people and criminals. You will never see the forces bully, molest, beat up, or even fire a single shot on a criminal or fugitive being chased, which is quite the contrary to what obtains here in Nigeria. Honestly, I'm not comfortable with this Herculean use of force seen amongst our uniformed men in this country. May God help us. Some cheesy from Rumo Crushi. Well, cheesy once again, as I mentioned in response to previous comments, if you shoot at any member of the Nigerian armed forces, whether it's the police or the military, you should expect that they will return commensurate force as well. If you're shooting at them to protect them, apprehend you or neutralize you, I believe they have a right to shoot back at you as well, assuming that's what happened, of course. Jibril via WhatsApp goes, good evening, Dar. It's a pity that with all the cry of boat riders along Bonny River concerning sea pirates attacking them, robbing them, the military still went and shot at them. May God have mercy on us. We're now running from hoodlums and also running from our armed forces. That's from Jibril. All right. Good evening, Dar. So they did not display 24 rounds of ammunition this time around, since they say those people shot at them. Oh well. And champs. If we go to add and champs. All right. Good afternoon, Don. Let's assume the mistake has been done by the army. Now the question is, why don't they take responsibility and apologize to the people for wrong identification and information? Nigeria, I hail thee. That's from Victor Marcus. Now the statement by the military after some days of the unfortunate incident is just to avoid being responsible for paying damages to the affected traders. It's a pity, brother. That's from Uche Nwachuku and Ngwoba. Why did Governor, who is the Chief Security Officer of the state, keep silent? Please let the ground troops give us pictures of the evidence that made them invite a fighter jet to shoot innocent people. I think it was a helicopter, actually. If citizens shoot military, governor, if citizens shoot the military, the governor will give the family 20 million. Please let him give these innocent people 20 million. That's from Tony. And for those who are asking about the governor's intervention in this, I totally subscribe to that. I mean, yes, I mean the governor of any state, including the state, should be in the forefront of asking questions about this as well. And all of this excuse about the governor is just the chief security officer entitled, it doesn't control. But when the governor declares curfew, who controls? Who enforces the curfew? You know, so is it only when curfew is declared that the governor controls the armed forces? I don't understand. Or is it only during that time that he's the chief security officer? I mean, the governor can and should ask questions as well. And the military should be able to provide evidence. What intelligence did they have? These ground troops that were conducting operational clearance, what evidence did they have to support their belief that that cargo boat was carrying illegal materials? What evidence? You know, so you neutralized the boat and you simply just flew away and you left the illegal materials there for who to come and carry. People should ask questions. The military should provide answers. The River State government, led by the governor, should ask questions as well and be concerned as to what's happening here, not just in Abuja as to who becomes or who is the national chairman of the PDP as against 2023. These are very important things. These are people's lives we're talking about here. So if truly there are economic saboteurs, evidence should be provided in support of that. And if it was a mistake, the military should own up to their error, and those who did something faulty or wrong should be sanctioned appropriately. That's a wrap for this conversation. It's 4 p.m., a break for the business news. Discussions continue afterward. Is Ogoni land ready for resumption of oil exploration? Stay with us.